Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
Sorry, we're muted. Evening, guys. Now you guys can hear us.
Evening, we amateur
Listen, we were
talk show hosts.
excited as everyone saw what happened, how Chippy's performance was today. But thanks everybody for joining us. Craig is actually fresh from country. He was out there for the past couple of days, right? I didn't even realize, but he just came back now to do this show.
Yeah.
So
Just got in. We went with the Mona High School and Phoenix Academy down to the western end of the country to play some of the teams down there, the school teams, and to spread the word about the systems that we would like to see Jamaica play. And the best way to spread the word is by playing and showing someone. So
yeah,
we played against Godfrey Stewart, Frome, Manning's High School.
yeah.
So
and there's footage. You have footage of that.
yeah, we have
show as
footage
well.
of that. We can show some of that if we want to. But first game was against Manning's. We won by 4-0. And then we played Godfrey Stewart, and we won by 4-0. And then we played another game. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
One of the coaches are going to come on, so he promised to tell us. And we have the principal from Mona High School, who's a very dear friend of mine, and also a very strong supporter and someone with football knowledge. He was also a coach he coached in the US when he was going to school and living there. And yeah, so he has a good understanding of what football is, and he's one of the coolest principals. He comes out and trains with the boys. So
yeah, I see him
out there on the pitch.
He's running.
Actually,
on one of our shows we did over there, he was running the track, I think.
Yeah.
But do you want to bring on Kevin now? Or
bring on Kevin, man.
All right, and we'll talk a bit with Kevin about.
And we'll speak about Leon's performance today as well.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, can you hear us? You're muted on YouTube. Oh, I can't. Yeah, there you go.
Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm here.
Good evening, Kevin. How are you? How are you doing? How was your day?
I'm doing fine. I'm a tired old man, but I'm here in spite of myself.
No, you look. I swear you're probably the youngest principal I've ever seen. I mean, I know you look great, so don't worry about that. But no, how was your week? I know you've been there on training all week.
Well, I drove up to Northern Clarendon this morning to my parents. Just spent the day, and I just came back in. So I spoke to Craig, and I heard the good news that we actually won some games down in Westmoreland, and we played some former champions like Frome Technical and also Godfrey Stewart, and we played Manning's High School. So I heard that we really did a very good job. So I want to say congratulations to Coach Butler, and also to the boys of Mona High School and the boys also of Phoenix Academy.
Thank you, Principal. It's great when you can just relax and go visit your parents and somebody does the dirty work. The good thing about it, one of the things is he's the most supportive principal. Always there, anything you need. Not, old school, red tape. Always there supporting the boys. And when you have a principal, I remember there was a movie once with Samuel L. Jackson. It was a basketball movie, I think.
Oh yeah, Coach Carter.
Yeah.
Principal, yes.
Yeah, and he reminds me of how Coach Carter would be if he was a principal. You know, positive, and that's what we need in Jamaica for the transition, for the change. You know, into accepting football as a profession and guiding the kids to do their academics to support their profession.
Yeah.
You know, rather than the old parochial idea of, oh well, you're here for extracurricular activities, so
take it too serious.
you know, don't worry about your football. You need to focus on your academics, and then you're going to lose the player.
Yeah.
Because he said, you're not listening to me. I want to be a professional footballer. You know, so I think you can sell him more on the idea. If you say, listen, to be a professional footballer, you have to do well in his studies, because dunce heads don't play football
exactly
at the highest level. So
Kevin, is that something you preach, that yes, you know, academics and football can be both important ways of life, but you have to find the right balance for both, and not, you know, not necessarily put football, like Coach is saying, just as an extra thing, extracurricular activity, and then risking some of these players not going to their potential?
Come again, Brandon. I didn't get that. Is that a question?
Yeah. Is that something that you preach as well? That, you know, football is, you know, is important, and not something that should be just taken lightly compared to academics, even though both is important. How do you find that balance with your students? Can you hear us, Kevin?
No. Yes, I'm hearing you now. But I think you mentioned something about football and academics.
Yeah.
Whether or not football should not be taken lightly. As you know, as a school principal, my focus really is the total human being. So you know, all playing and all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So you know that we have to twin the whole thing about teaching and learning with extracurricular activities. But the thing is that I've come to realize over the years since I've become a principal is that there are many of our students who play football and also participate in track and field who want to become professional athletes in the future. And what we have to do is to strike a delicate balance between the two. So it is not football first, education second, or education first, football second. They go hand in hand. So a coach will tell you that the student who does very well academically is easier to coach because they can actually follow simple instructions. So it's very, very important. So it's a twinning, it's a combination. So we don't put one above the other, because in order for you to do very well in football, like what we're now seeing based on what the research is showing, student athletes really need to do well academically. So this is why we push both of them.
Yeah. And Coach, you people probably still don't know this, but you are officially the head coach of Mona, right?
Yeah. I'm the technical director.
Technical director. So how was
big word, big title?
Exactly, I was going to say it.
Coach,
how are those boys coming along?
They're doing very well. You know, Mona to be going on this tour and be able to be beating teams like Godfrey Stewart and to be beating Mannings and From, and I think one other team I can't remember. But anyway, my brain is fried from the sun. But it says a lot, because Mona has come along, and Mona is very strategically placed to be one of the top schools in the Caribbean. The location of the facility, the methodology of the whole vision of the school and what they do. The football field where it's located is easily accessible. It's big, and the support base that's there. We could really convert Mona into a football factory. Because when you look at how Europe does it, European big clubs, they have partnerships with schools. So they would partner with a school, and the school said, okay, you have early morning trainings between X and Y time, and then you have school until 3 o'clock in the evening, and then we will also help you with tutors and then you have training again in the evening, later on in the evening. So the players who want to become professional players are actually able to train twice, and they're also able to get the support. Now, another thing that really happens in the traditional schools is that the kids go to the schools and they play football, and there's a disconnect between the school football and the football body and the actual teachers. So you'll find that you'll get at the end of the term a report of a student getting an average of 20 to 30%, right? When you are in a position where you could have, if you had the relationship with the school, been knowing every step. Oh, well, he did well today. He came to class today. No, he didn't come to class today. So you can fix the problem before it gets chronic.
I know sometimes, now I'm not too familiar, you're way more familiar with the European system, but especially the North American system, it's a case where some of the teachers will withhold these students from participating in sports if they don't do certain things in the classroom.
Same thing.
Same thing.
So the importance is to ensure that we keep a good eye on the kids and a good relationship with the teachers and the principals to ensure this happens. So we have the head coach at Godfrey Stewart joining us.
Yeah, we're going to bring him on. I think Kevin came back.
And Kevin is here. Good.
Hey, Kevin. We're going to add on the head coach of Godfrey Stewart. Do you know?
Senior.
Mr. Senior. Hello, Mr. Senior. Can you hear us? You have something with your audio. Some audio issue. Oh, yeah, it's a bit better. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay.
That's better.
Thank you for joining. Yes. How are you? And can you tell the people?
Pleasant good afternoon. Pleasant good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
For sure.
Well, welcome to the show. We're always here, so you can drop in from now on and know what's happening. We had a great weekend. Topped it off with Leon's performance and building relationships with the schools on that end of the island. Looking forward to sharing the idea, the vision, the franchises out there. So, let me introduce you to Kevin Jones. Kevin is the principal of Mona High School, and it's Keven, Kevin, not Kevin. So I just want to welcome you. So what was your experience? What was it like meeting the players, seeing what was your experience when we came?
Well, to tell you the truth, it was very informative, and I used the experience. I observed a lot, and I gathered a lot of things. And one of the most important things is the organization, the player mentality that I saw was very, very impressive. You know, and
looks like we lost Mr. Senior. So we're going to look to try and get him back. But he's the
head coach.
Head coach
at
Godfrey
Stewart.
And that's located in Clarendon.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're losing Kevin as well. They're having some internet problems.
We're having a problem?
No, not us. I think them.
Yeah. So let's talk to some of our guests. Say hi in the meantime till they're back.
Sure. So thanks everyone. So obviously the hot topic right now is Leon's performance, and maybe we can take this segment to bring him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Kevin, can you hear us?
Kevin, he's supposed to have good internet now.
All right. Well, Mr. Senior's back. Let's try to get him back on.
All right. You're back?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that.
No problem. You can continue. I think you were talking a bit about the experience.
Right. Yes. Yes. The player, the level of organization and the player mentality is what jumped at me at the very beginning. You know, I saw immediately that these players were a part of a well put together organization. You know, they all knew what to do, when to do it, and their discipline level was up. You know, So that was very, very impressive. And after speaking with Mr. Butler, you know, he sold me the methodology and the system, and immediately, I bought into it and wanted to be a part of something like that, because at present, football in Westmoreland and it's heading in the wrong direction, and someone in this era we have to begin on a new path, and it only takes one person, one coach to head on that route. So I am here, and I would want to be a part of this new methodology, this new system.
Okay, can you elaborate on what you mean by football in Westmoreland is heading in the wrong direction?
Okay, right. Currently in Westmoreland, when I was much younger, we used to have, for example, under 13 league, what we used to call a primary school league. There was the Division 1, Division 2, and we had the Major League. Currently, we only have a Major League competition, and if we are lucky, we might have 12 teams. If we are lucky, we don't have a primary school league, so that simply means we don't have a under 13 or a league where we're 10-year-old or 11-year-olds play, and we don't have a Division 2, we don't have a Division 1, and as I said before, the Major League is struggling. Now, when we head into the schools, the discipline in the schools is very, 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 very poor, and in the schools we don't have a set system of play. And even speaking with Mr. Butler, the national program, to me, looking from through the window, is what I would call a curry-goat type of football. Where you just pick up a group of players this week and we play, and next week we have another match. We pick up another group of players. We don't have a set system that we work with in the high schools. So I'm a coach at Godfrey Stewart, and I would play my system there. Mannings would play their system. Frome Tech would play their system. Petersfield would play their system, and it runs like this across the entire island. So you would see the result. Mr. Butler explained to me, which I also had a fair knowledge of. In Germany, it is not like that, So there needs to be some kind of change, and it has to start somewhere in order for the ideology to spread.
So
what's the ideology that you saw? What did you see when we were playing? That's
well, what I realized that you capitalize on individual strength, natural strengths, for example, speed and the ability to take on one-on-one. I saw a lot of that, especially in heading to the attacking third. And I also noticed that your players weren't really favoring specific foot, for example, a left foot or a right foot. It would be difficult for us to identify whether a person is left-footed or right-footed. But more so the speed and agility and the ability to go one-on-one. I notice your players were used a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I am for that. I am for that because we are Jamaicans, and as you quite rightly said, we are fast. And we have to play to our strength.
Absolutely. That without the strengths, it makes no sense. Without playing to the strengths, if you play to your weakness, then you have a problem. And also, there's no technical. You cannot be tactical. If a player doesn't know to use both feet, play on both sides of the pitch, it makes no sense, because he will not have the abilities, But as I said, it's exciting to see. Here we are. This is the Godfrey Stewart game, actually, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're in the clarinet of Aston Villa. We're in our first gears of the club, proudly.
Looks good on the players.
Looks good on the boys.
And if we take you through a little of this, you'll realize Whisper is out on the right wing, and Neck is on the left. Now Neck is left-footed, right-footed, naturally, but he can use both feet. He scored a brilliant goal in this game too, going down the left side. Yeah.
So Coach, what are you taking away, or what are you letting your players know to take away from this game to improve your team?
It has always been a part of me, to have a discipline. As a matter of fact, I was employed at Galway Stewart from 2019, and part of my mandate was to get the players up to a certain level of discipline. So and I'm naturally a disciplined person. So that as is already in the closet as a relates to discipline. And when it comes to system of play, I began to introduce into the school that we need to develop a specific system of play in the school itself. But I see where it is also necessary to be a part of a bigger system, a bigger picture. So it was good for my players to see how disciplined the Mona High players were, because at times they might believe that I am too hard as it relates to the discipline. Some of the players might believe that we're running a military camp, or so to speak. So they are youngsters, so it's always good for them to see that discipline is not a hard thing, and discipline on the field and off the field is totally necessary. I'm not hearing anything right now.
Oh, sorry about that. No, I was saying after this loss, what did you tell your team? Was it more about the discipline, or did you, what other positives did you see out of your team that you can take from these matches?
Well, the positives is that the Mona High players, their ability to use both feet, they were technically sound. They are technically sound. Their ability to move the ball in one-on-one situations and so on, and to remain tactically disciplined during the game is also something important. Every player knows where to be, when to be there. So that was something that I was good to see and to point out to my youngsters.
So Coach, what did you take out of this game?
What I did see is that there's a lot of good raw material all over Jamaica, not just in Kingston, but all over Jamaica. You have good quality players, good speed, right? You just need a system of play, a system of development, yeah, so the coaches can work with. Remember, throughout all this time, right, no one in the JFF, none of the coaches have been sent overseas to even learn and bring back. So we really have coaches that are working with archaic knowledge. The only knowledge they can get is passed down one to each other, or they go on the internet and read something. And most of the time when you read it, it's much harder to get it than to actually see it. And that's one of the reasons why we went on the tour to actually be able to play against the teams, show them the ways to do it, and then we got the opportunities. So the key with Godfrey Stewart, for example, is they have good, strong players. The same at From had some good players too, and Mannings as well. So for us as an academy, it will benefit us, and as me as a sports agent too, it benefits me because I see the talent, and if I'm working with the coaches, I can help to develop the talent and get it to the level where it needs to be. Then we can look at the players, those same players, into opportunities overseas. benefiting the schools, benefiting the clubs, benefiting the coaches themselves. So, and benefiting the country by extension. So, there's no two ways about it. We have to tour and spread the knowledge. You remember when Jesus said to his disciples, "Go to the four corners of the earth and spread the word." That's what we have to do. We have to spread the football word. You know, I have seen the promised land.
And Mr. Butler, just to say a few more things. I've been coaching now for 20 years, and I've been on several courses here in the island, and they have always been sending overseas instructors, and in all my time in coaching, it is the first time I have been among another person who has developed a system surrounding we as Jamaicans. And I really want to lift my hat to you and commend you on this. And as I said before, I have bought into this. This is what I want to coach. Because we have been taught to coach like the Barcelona type of game, the tiki-taki type of thing, and all of that, you know? But we need to build our own system, or island-style football. That is what I will coin this as when I go back to training come Monday morning. I am totally changing the way how I coach football come Monday morning. I am calling this system island-style football.
What do you think?
You understand? Because I like what I've seen, and I believe if we build on this, we will be like a Brazil, you know, in a few years.
Well, it's you know, sitting here with Coach every week. You know, this is my classroom pretty much, and then you look, and then perfect example is what Leon did today. I mean, there was speed, it was control, and power, technique, and it's everything you preach every week. Use their strengths to what Jamaicans have, right? And we saw that with his goal today. But it's very interesting to hear that you're going to go back and look at the whole system. So? Are you still preparing your team for possible? I guess it's the Costa Cup that they would participate.
Yes, we are preparing for the Costa Cup, but we are struggling a bit financially. So I have put some things in place since a few hours to raise some funds to bring the guys back into a camp type situation, because we are struggling financially at the school. We are struggling, but the principal is on board fully. She's trying our very best, but it's difficult because in the school system, a school like Godfrey Stewart, funding for sports is solely dependent on revenues that they generate from like the tuck shops, sales of stuff, lunch products, and so on. And since the pandemic, that has been that's almost totally absent. Sometimes we get a few little sponsors overseas, and the pandemic has also severed that the ability to earn from those sponsorship, because persons are out of jobs. They are not able to put on fundraisers overseas. So it's a total new thing. So we have to be thinking new ways. But what I really am happy about, and which really has rejuvenated me, is meeting with Mr. Butler and being able to let him speak with my young players. And there's now something there for them to struggle on for. Every young player wants to be like Leon Bailey. And when a youngster comes into training and knows that he can put out the work regardless that he won't be wearing a Nike football shoes, he won't be kitted out, but they can know that, listen, if I put in the hard work, I might get a chance to go and try out at the Phoenix Academy. That is very, very important, and it motivates me as a coach to find ways, because I was almost at the end of the line as it relates to the program this season. If it wasn't for this yesterday, because Mr. Butler, I was not in training for the past 2 weeks. It is only Wednesday that I call up the youngsters to come back to do a few little things to come to this practice game, because I was invited by the Manning's coach and so on. you know, and I'm always willing to go and participate in little tournaments or so. But I was really down and out, you know. But
yeah. So
God sent
you
the
get motivation. Don't give up, my brethren. Remember,
Yeah.
it is when you're closest to the top of the hill is when you're most tired. So
Yes, yes.
the key is to
Sure.
just not give up. Believe me, I've been there. Been there.
Yes.
And where can some of our viewers, or how can they help if they would like to? Or what are some avenues to contribute or donate?
Why, any form of donation, you know, I would be extremely grateful, because believe you me, if I can explain this to you, my players right now, I have 2 self-made shoemakers in my group right now. You know, we started out with 30 players. We started out with 30 players, and now we only have 18 because several of them they have left, gone to other schools that have a better financial support system. You know, so what we were doing prior to breaking the camp was, as we play in the mornings, early morning practice, they would go and get their meals. They would sit down and soak the football boots. Come again for evening training. After evening training in the nights, they sit and sew again. Sometimes we might go out to other practice games, and you know, a player might have destroyed his right foot, so there's a left foot there. So they would collect those odd shoes, and so you will have a player who is
Well, I will tell you,
left-footed.
you see what you're saying?
Yes.
There's something that actually teaches, is a good lesson for the boys.
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
Leon being in 2 different footer shoes playing.
Right.
All on, boys. We were dirt poor too. And the reality though is that whenever you is about earning the right. So
Yes.
you're not earning that right to get things or get the support. But meanwhile,
Yes.
I mean, Kevin Jones, the principal of Mona, will tell you it's not easy either. You know, they're trying to do a camp, and
Yes.
you make money off the tuck shop, the canteen, and if you're most of the time online, is Duppy going to buy the things then from you? No. So
No.
we're in a position where sometimes we have to look out for corporate, you know, also old boys who are willing to help and girls who are willing to help. And anyone who wants to help, you can, George, you can give them a call.
We have a comment. Kevin White is saying, "How can I contact you? I want to sponsor some shoes." So how can
my email? I just forwarded my email to Mr. Butler, so he has my email, and whoever contributes it
Just
will
tell us.
be,
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it will be routed through the school. So I can be contacted by email, and anybody who wants to I would arrange that it's done and sent directly to the school.
No problem.
Okay, great. We'll put it in the chat for you, Kevin. Just give us a second to do that.
Not Kevin. That's
sorry, Mr. Senior.
Sorry, Mr. Senior. So the key though, as I said, Tyreek McGee is supposed to also join us soon. To discuss a little bit of what's happening with Leon. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. I see you fix your internet problem. Thank you.
Right. It's fixed now.
Do you have Flow or Digital?
I think it's Flow. But I was using my phone and I changed to a laptop, so I'm hearing you clearly now and seeing everybody. Mr. Senior, Good afternoon,
yes,
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you so much for accommodating us.
Yeah, not a problem. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're happy that how much we gave you? 4 love? That's it?
4. Only 4.
Yeah, we're quite modest, you know. We're quite modest.
It won't be so the next time we meet. I can assure you.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna take a lot of what you took from today, I'm sure. Or yesterday.
Yeah. Are you from Godfrey Stewart? That's where you are?
Yes, I'm coaching at Godfrey Stewart.
Okay, you guys won the Doncaster Cup in
2005.
And 5, yes, because I remember you played my alma mater, Clarendon College. I think you played them either in the semi-finals or I don't think you played them in the final that year. I think
it was Glenmore. It was Glenmore in the finals.
So you would have played Clarendon College either in the quarter.
Yeah, I think it was a semi. I think it must have been the semi-final.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because Manning's played Glenmuir in the semi-final.
Yes. Right.
Okay. So Principal Kevin, how were you happy with the performances, or you wanted more more out of the players still, more goals?
No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Because to be honest with you, this is just the beginning. I think our first practice game, coach, right, was Dintil, technical, and we won that game 2-1. I am most interested in, attending the games and see how the players respond to situations, and I pay keen attention to whether or not they are following the coach's instruction. That's what is most important to me, because I want to see that all the investment that we are making and will continue to make, we are getting some sort of return on investment. So even if we had gone there and we have lost all 3 or 4 games, I would have wanted the coach to say to me, principal, this is what we actually achieved. Don't watch the score. We went there. We did they did what I told them to do. We executed well. However, Godfrey Stewart was a better school on the day. We have some loose ends to tie up, etc. So it's not about whether or not they got 4 love or we gave the other team 6 or 8 and so forth. I just want to hear that the program is going well and that the players are really, doing what they are told to do, and we just leave the rest. Just the results will come in.
Well, Mr. Jones, I can report to you, I was there. The team was very, very disciplined. They were technically sound and they were tactically sound. And with those 3 attributes combined, the only result will be success.
I'm happy to hear that, Sir Senior, because I know that their coach is a very strict man,
Yes.
and he's very, very disciplined. And they don't follow the system of play, turn up for training on time and do what they are told. I know that easily you would just say to them, just leave and go home.
Right.
So he has a system. I just go there as an observer in the afternoons. But since lately I've gone there to, play a couple games with the boys. They're excited. I think you should tell your principal. Is that male or female principal?
Female.
All right. Well, but vice principals though, male vice principal.
Yes.
You should encourage them, man, to pop in, because it does make a difference. Believe me.
Yes.
When I go there and the boys started laughing when they see me in shorts and boots and t-shirts coming in, but when they realized that I can control and pass it, they felt a sense of belonging, and it felt very good that their principal would actually join them and play a game with them. So it does make a difference, and I really want Mona High School to do very well this year in the Manning Cup and years to come. And that's my reason for really going there and giving my support.
Yes.
That's great to hear. We just had a question. Looks like he's leaving.
That was our guest. That is my grandson.
Yeah.
That is TC Travis Craig Blagrove.
Oh, his middle name is Craig?
That's his name, Craig. Travis is his father. Travis.
Right, I know Travis.
And now doing his badges, but he came through with us. Come and yeah.
Right. I'm not sure if Coach Butler will allow me to say this, but I know from what I have seen ever since I've been playing, watching the Costa Cup from I was in high school, what I've seen is that a lot of players will represent their schools. They play Manning Cup and the Costa Cup up until age 19, then they graduate with little or no CXC subjects, and then they just disappear, just like that.
End up on the corner rubbing with them hand middle.
There you go. And some of them on construction sites trying to eke out a living, etc. So I like the fact that we have a program at Mona High School in partnership with Phoenix, where at the end of playing for the school, the Manning Cup program, there is something else to look forward to. So we have a program. So in the event that maybe you have any skillful player that may want to come our way, then we
establish that connection. Yeah,
that's how the connection, because
I'm quite happy. I'll be happy to share, sir, because it's not the football right now is not only about it's not about the coach, as a matter of fact. It's about developing players, sending players on in order for them to give back to the schools. So at the end of the day, the school in another 5 or to 10 years wouldn't be in the kind of situation that we are in now.
Right.
So
that's
as we're here, we have Tyreek McGee, as we say, high school, one of the greatest standouts out of Jamaica College. Tyreek McGee is here with us, doing very well, proud of him.
So we're
gonna send off Theo. Theo went on the tour of England, and Tottenham Hotspur really loved him. So he's here. So say hi to them, not Theo.
Hey everyone.
So Theo is here. You saw Theo play when he was down there, Mr. Senior. He was attacking midfield, the younger one.
Okay, which number? Which number?
Number 12.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, man. So he's only 14 years old, you know, and
14, yes.
14, and already a mainstay in the academy and in at Mona as well. So really looking forward to great things with him. Anyway, go on. See you later.
Well, thank you, Coach and Principal. You're more than welcome to stay on, or if you'd like to go, you let us know. We're going to bring on Tyreek McGee on now to talk a bit about his experience, his journey, and of course, talking a bit about Leon's performance today. So feel free to stay on.
Yes, I have 5 more minutes, so I'll make use of it.
Thank you, Principal. Hey, Tyreek, can you hear us?
So the man look like a movie star now.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
You look like a movie star now, you know, man. Hey, y'all look TikTok, you know.
So
hey, Tyreek, you know we love more than is everybody else, right? Love the game we played the other day. You know what I love the most? It's the body check when you go so. Boom, I lick him away. That Jamaican brother. Tyreek McGee is here. But I come like say he's a little flimsy, you don't need to push around anymore. That day's gone.
So real quick for anybody maybe overseas, Tyreek McGee is obviously the Jamaican international player. Plays for UPenn in Belgium. Oipen. Sorry.
So you pronounce it T?
Yeah.
Oipen. Pronounce it because here.
Oipen.
Okay. I know now for our Belgian fans. But he's had lots of experience also here locally in Jamaica. He played for JC, Jamaica College, and went to Harborview, and had a great experience, and recently had a great performance against Costa Rica. So Tyreek, how are you feeling? How's everything going? How's the season so far?
I'm good, man. Everything is all right, man. I'm just grateful for everything, you know. And the season thus far for my club is going good. Now we're in first position, so I can't really complain. We're doing way better than how we were doing last year. So everything is.
We were near the bottom last year, don't?
Yeah. We're basically at the bottom, yes.
And you're in with the first team now. You start playing it.
Yeah, I made my debut before I went on the last international break. So that's another thing I can be grateful for and happy about. Yeah, so as I said, man, it's just for me to just kick on from here now and just remain focused and positive.
So we tried to get you on before, but closer to the match. But if you can remember the match against Costa Rica, how did you feel and what were you thinking during that match? Because everyone was obviously applauding the performance.
During the game, you know, after be in the game, I can't really be thinking about anything else other than the game. I was really focused. But for me personally, you know, how I played, I'm a lot better than how I played. But it's a performance that I can build on. There was a lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff that I didn't normally do that I did in that game. So there's a lot of positives to take from it. And I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud that I showed to myself that I can do a lot of things that people didn't know that I can do. You know?
Yeah, that was all over like social media. Everybody was just talking about how he played, and people don't know Tyreek also came to train with Phoenix over the summer, right? Yeah. How did that help your game to where you are now?
So when I came, right, first of all, I was really poor in a lot of stuff, you know, and like just the little time that I got to train with the guys and with Coach Butler, especially with my right foot now, I'm a lot more comfortable and playing on the right side than how I would have normally been. So yeah, training there really helped me a lot and helped me mentally also, you know, because I remember one training session, I think it's on YouTube, like I was dead, I was completely finished. And it was like, if you could, in the video, you can hear Coach Bola voice in the background saying, like, if I don't shoot the ball properly, I'm not going to be finished, right? So, and I think that's a mind thing, you know, whenever your legs are gone or whatever, you just have to be mentally tough, you know, and just tell yourself that you can do this or whatever you need to do to motivate yourself and keep yourself going, right? And I really appreciate that. The guys there are great also, great personalities, great players. Yeah,
your boy them go England, go mash up everybody, and go beat up Aston Villa, and go beat up Crystal Palace.
Yeah, yeah, every day. Yeah, and also speaking about that, bike, he texts me every day.
Yeah.
Bike, he texts me every day. Yo, yeah, so deal with that boy there today, you know. Yeah, man. So I'm really proud of them also, you know, to with the confidence level and everything. They're fearless, you know, and I really respect that and appreciate that from them also. And I'm happy that they went out and show a lot of people that there's talent in Jamaica. There's everything in Jamaica, you know, also not only running, but we can also play football, you know, and I really respect them, and I have to say I have to give my hats off to them. And I just want to wish them good luck in whatever they're doing and just hope they continue.
One thing I can tell you is that I believe in you. I believe in you from the first day I met you. I knew what your weaknesses were. And I knew that once you got over those weaknesses, you'd be like a killer, you know. And you're the missing link. You're the missing link to getting that ball through to a Leon Bailey or through to a Javon East or through to a Shamar Nicholson and getting those goals in and getting in the box, you know. What was pleasing for me in that game is that he was actually he made the passes, but he was transitioning in the boxes. People said, "Oh, well, he missed a chance from the 6-yard box." Yeah, but he's coming all the way from midfield. He's getting in there, and if there's one thing I can say, Tyreek, I've had players that sometimes you believe in a player and the player let you down. You know, I went to bat for him and I bat up the man them straight up. I say, half a play, have to. You need him. Yeah. I like a friend Lamar Walker behind you. You understand? Gotta talk to him, right? He said, listen, people play them youth then. That is what will make the game beautiful, and the fact that you went out there and you didn't back, you didn't, you know, you didn't ease up, out of tackles, when you lose the ball, you didn't walk back, you run back and you fight for it, you know. And you tackle with your right and you tackle with your left, and you send them passes at the right time. And I remember, I think I sent you some message. I was in a group, and one of the guys, because he had started the game a little slow, and one of the coaches were saying, "Oh well, you know, I'm slight or I'm weak." I said, I said, watch. I actually called it 5 minutes before he did it, you know. I said, when you get the ball and send it through pass to one of the wingers, and the ball went across, and I'm going to finish. And what are you going to tell me after that? Deliver. I said to Leon this morning, because Leon was a little angry again, you know, because he was being benched again for the second time, and he was healthy now. And, you know, one of the main reasons we went to Aston Villa was to ensure that he got the playing time to show his quality, because he wants to be the best player in the world. That's the goal for him, to become the best player in the world. It's not enough to just be a good player in the Premier League. Yeah. So you want to go to a team like Aston Villa, be a big part of their game and be a big part of their team and deliver. Yeah. And we make that agreement, and then the kid is on the bench. Yeah. You know. So what do you tell him? You know, he's a little sad, he's a little demotivated and angry, because he says, "Listen, I came here to play. I came here to do it for the fans. I came here to do it and make my name." And I said, "Listen, don't say anything. make sure you show that you're angry about it.
Yeah.
Make sure, don't accept it. Make sure you show you're angry about it. But when you go on that field, you make sure them know say you name Leon.
Yeah.
You understand? And when you get the chance, bust the net.
Yeah.
Boy, kick the ball so hard, it hurt him quite. It wasn't serious, but and the technique, you could see the technique. You know, Tyreek have that technique too.
Yeah.
The whipping of that ball. You understand? You could see it.
Yeah.
And that's something that we have that's special and unique about us as Jamaicans.
Yeah.
You see, once we can hone those skills, develop those skills, yeah, the same whip that is a whisper. Tyreek have it too, you know, yeah, that you can take it and put on that left foot and bend it in. Yeah, Leon is a perfect example. Once we can do that and develop players like that, and not, I don't want to say this in a way that it might offend anyone, but not make them into prima donnas before them time. Keep them humble. Keep working on that weakness until it becomes a strength.
Yeah.
Look at how Tyreek now.
Yeah, and it's funny because well, exactly what you said, when Leon came onto the pitch, you could tell he was angry and he showed it in the match. So Tyreek, is that, I mean, I don't want to say that you were angry, but you know, those first couple of Jamaica matches when you weren't starting, you know, did you see that when you finally got that chance to come on? Did you sort of bring that emotion that you deserve to be in those other two matches?
Yeah, man. Yeah, of course, 100%. You know, no player at all wants to be on the bench, especially when you know you have a lot you can bring to the team. You know, so whenever you get a chance to play, with all that, with everything that's building up inside of you, you have to take it out in a positive way on the field. You know, so I think that was what I did, and as coach said, that was what Leon did today. You know, so yeah, that's just something that you have to do. You know, you don't really have a choice. You just have. It's like you just have to prove to everyone that like you deserve to be playing week in, week out. You know, every time there's a call up or whatever, you should be there without a doubt. You shouldn't have to be thinking like, oh, am I going to be in or am I going to be on the bench or whatever. You know, you have to make a statement whenever you get a chance.
Well, real quick, Principal, I know you do have to go very soon. Do you have any last words or questions even for Tyreek?
But I've been watching Tyreek ever since he was playing for Jamaica College. I don't remember Tyreek. You remember playing Mona High School, playing against Mona twice. I think it was 2016, 2017. You guys gave us.
I think 2017.
Yeah. 2017, 3-1. And we were leading JC 1-0 over by Mona, and then they came back and scored. And then the second game, the return leg, we got 4-0 over by JC. But I remember I was in the States and I came back here to take up the post as principal of Mona High School. So that was the first time I would have seen Tyreek playing. So as a schoolboy, I watched him and I was saying that he's a very, very good man. You know, skillful. I don't even remember this player. He plays for Clarendon College. He was with Lamar Walker. We call him Power.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Nicu Daly.
Yeah, Nicu Daly. Yes, Nicu Daly. I was watching Nicu and watching Tyreek, and I think you guys even played together in the Jamaican youth team sometime after, right?
23.
So, right. So there are three players: Lamar Walker, you, and Nicu Daly. Have been, watching and so forth, and you guys are very skillful. My question to you, though, is apart from the fact that it is now an achievement that you have represented Jamaica at the senior level. And I watched the game with you in Costa Rica. You did very, very well, to be honest. You were man of the match for that match. I don't know if they actually said it, but the player who was most consistent was you. My question to you, I don't know if you want to say it openly, publicly, but do you see yourself maybe playing in the English Premier League one day? Is that your ultimate goal? Or the question is premature?
Hold on.
No.
Mr. Jones, I'm the man manager, you know. He must go.
Okay. Good.
Steps.
You will reach there, though. I have the utmost confidence in you, and all the best. And nice meeting you. Yeah, mate, you
Come
as a school.
answer your question. Answer the question. I'll take your question. Answer it for you. You can't answer it for you. You answer it.
But yeah, back to as you were asking, of course, 100%. I don't see why I can't play in the Premier League or play at the highest level. I think only me can stop me,
Hello.
Nobody else can stop me. I just have to remain consistent and focus, and after that, I think everything will fall in place.
Yeah,
Okay.
Coach. We can hear you. Oh, I think you had to go. Thank you, Coach. Coach Senior.
Senior.
Appreciate it.
You know, one of the things you have to recognize is that if you believe in yourself, yeah, there are a lot of people who are going to come around and not believe in you. But you have to believe in yourself. And it's when you have, anytime you want to see if a player going to really well, you look at what his support base is. How many people know how Tyreek McGee's father is with him? Just like his father, just like how I am with Leon. He's 1,000,000% behind him. Whatever sacrifice he have to make, he will be there for him. The same with Mr. Richards and Whisper. The same with Nicola and Zimba. You understand? These are the keys, because you see, there are going to be days when days like Leon's day this morning. The morning started out with, damn, I'm on the bench again, and I just moved to England thinking I'm going to be getting the time I need to show what I can do. And I'm on the bench again. And I work so hard to get myself ready. If he doesn't have that person that's going to say, listen, we believe in you, you can do it, you're great, just go out there and do what you need to do and keep your head humble and focus, he's 50% in trouble. You know?
And it doesn't matter what level they're at, even though he's in Premier League, he still needs that type of.
No matter where you are.
Yeah, because it's the nature of human beings. You need encouragement.
Encouragement, but being real too. A big problem that a lot of professional footballers get is that you have a man who, okay, you get a manager, right? And the manager wants to get you to stay with him and for you to be happy, so later on can make some money. So he doesn't tell you the truth. He doesn't look at you and say, Tyreek, your right foot sucks. You need to work on it, or you're not going on further. You know?
Yeah.
Or to Leon, listen, they put you on the bench, but you know what? Focus, brother. You can do it.
Yeah.
You know? These are to a player that might come out and he's partying on his vacation when he's supposed to be getting ready.
Yeah.
No, you need to go and focus.
Or even then, our manager.
Ask Tyreek. When Tyreek was down here, if you're 1 minute late for training, it's a phone call coming in. Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
We need to get it going. And that's the thing. You have to put in the work and believe in your players and be there for them for when the times go down. And I think that I am sure, right? Because I'm not going to make anybody block his path. Yeah? People block Kyle's path already. And you know how I feel about that and how much it hurt me. Now make them block his path. Leon, none of the kids. Yeah? If I have to go on the top of a rooftop and shout it with a bullhorn, I will do it because I know what it means to Jamaica's future. That's the thing, Jamaica's future. Just imagine if Tyreek McGee make it into the Premier League, making what Leon make. Yeah? Whisper makes it, several other players make them. Before you know it, you have 30 players from Jamaica playing in the top leagues around the world. Jamaican born, making good salaries and sending back those remittances to the communities and their families.
Yeah.
Not only will it help them financially, but it's going to start affecting the little girl who is from the ghetto and she wants to be a doctor, but the Don called for her. And you can say, you know what? I have a choice. If Tyreek and Leon and everybody can do it, why I can't become a doctor? I'm not going to you, Mr. Don. I'm going to work and I'm going to make sure I get through. And this is what we need to do. Football is a vehicle to advancement for the country.
Yeah.
And
now that benefits not just the player, but the like we saw, Phoenix is number 19 in transfer. So that comes into the academy, improving it and getting things going. So I mean, Tyreek, what are your, what's next for you personally? Are you, working on what you're doing with Oipen, and then focusing on your next, on the current season and how that's going?
So my main focus right now, me personally, I want to get Jamaica to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main focus right now. There's not really much in my mind. I'm just really focusing on that right now. And I think when I get Jamaica to the World Cup, then after that again we can see what. But my main.
Brethren, you eating well? Are you eating well?
Yeah, and coach, I'm doing everything properly.
Are you in at the gym?
Yeah.
And you're making sure you work the right foot.
Yeah,
and the right side, and the passes, both sides. And the running into the box, you getting that done?
Yeah, man, I try to work on everything.
You get in the box?
Yeah.
Get in the box. Only for short sprints, that will get you there, you know?
Yeah.
Proud of him, boy. Proud of him. I think, that same connection where you guys did the other day, it really made a big statement to Jamaica. Jamaica actually believes now in the pressing game.
Yeah.
Believes in the quadratic presses, believes in the 1v1 isolation.
Yeah.
And we're doing our part out here, but you guys as a flagship, when you go on that pitch, you, Lamar, Shamar, the Burke, some really like Burke. Man,
Yeah.
Warrior, man.
Yeah, man, they work hard, and good old taxi, the old taxi. I work the left side. Yeah. So we have a team, man. We have a team that can take us to the World Cup. We just need to put the pieces together. And even the overseas based English born players, they have a place in the squad too, You just have to make sure them gel it properly and don't over the one side or the next. Just get the gel proper, And one of the big things that I found, Kevin, is that how I put it, we as Jamaicans are very foreign minded, So you might get, and that's one of the reasons I had pushed for Tapa to get the job as a coach back then, is that you might get a coach. It's funny. They always say, "Well, cock more, kill cock." No, I still believe that with support and help, if he accepts it, Tapa can be a great coach. I still believe in him. Yeah. But he has to get the help. And he has to listen. When you look at the great leaders of the world, when you look at the presidents of the US, for example, Reagan and Bill Clinton and them guys, they weren't the smartest people in the world. Reagan was an actor.
Yeah, he was an actor.
Yeah, he wasn't any rocket scientist or political genius. But one thing they did was they surrounded themselves with people that were great in the areas that they had authority over. General Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, all the people that had good talent, in those areas. And so it made him a stronger president. So the delegation,
made him more successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the delegation of our authority and duties. I think when Tariq come to Jamaica and he's training, I think you need to have one of our former top midfielders working with him. A Jermaine Hugh. I work with him. When they go to training, you divide up the training. Okay, Bibi Gardner, I want you to work with all the wing backs. Yeah, Nandelo and Fuller and Boyd, go work with the four of them and the wing of them. Yeah? Can you imagine what it feel like for a player, current player, to know that a former great player is there and work with him? Rather than try to hog all the power and control. Share it and you become more powerful. You see how I operate Phoenix. You're the principal, and when you come down, you say, talk to the man. You know how to play. You want a game? Come on, train.
Mm-hmm.
You have Mr. Richards there. All the parents are involved in the process. That's the strength of Phoenix. You cannot take a Phoenix player away from us, because the parents are a part of the team. Yeah, the principal is a part of the team. Or you can penetrate that. And So for even this national team that we have, no man, we can do it. We just need to understand that the days of knocking ball gone. The transition, press, that type of game. And Tyreek is like perfect for it because he's a little talisman. They just drop him in the middle, just get the ball to him, and the man him just run. Simple enough. Just get the ball to Tyreek. Tyreek will get it to a Leon if you at him feet if he want.
Yeah.
One-on-one take on the defender, destroy him.
Yeah.
Like when the Rudy gun. You saw that Tyreek? You saw what even Rudy gun? Chelsea defender away, but it's funny because before each game, right, I always send him messages, But I think he should do one song. That game, I remember saying to him, sending the message, take them on, and the crocodile, which is you don't dribble straight. Yeah, when you're playing against bigger or stronger players, then you can't dribble straight because they'll bounce you down. So you just in and out, cut in and out. Chippy would have mad really got a day, man. So, as I say, and if you can get the ball to Chippy one-on-one, Chippy will get to the line, cross it. You have a guy like Mikel Antonio, you have Shamar Nichols in the middle. Okay, Shamar will miss a few, but people don't get it. He actually finds himself in the position to miss a few. So if he missed 10 and score 4, I am glad.
Yeah, and we saw that. I mean, he scored 2
One of them is him shoulder.
Yeah,
but he's there. That's the point.
Yeah.
And as I said, Jamaica, the guy Grant, I think he's a very good holding midfielder. Yeah. And he's
Junior Fleming.
Yeah, Flemmer too. They have a good team, a good solid base. Nana round the back, positive.
Well, we heard him in the second match against here in Jamaica. Who was it? Panama. He was up on top, but you could hear him all the way down the field, just yelling at the players and telling them.
The players want to win.
Yeah,
and you have to understand. English players are coming in for the first time into a new country. Some of them never been here before. Into a new country, new environment, right? And they don't know what to expect, right? So you have to have a good blend of Jamaican players on the pitch, starting players, and can say, listen, guys, this is how we do it here.
Yeah.
This is how we do it in the office.
Yeah.
Come, man, we're going to work,
Yeah.
and get the synergy and blend, So.
Yeah. So Tyreek, I know it was a slow start for the 2 matches, but the Costa Rica match was very positive. Everyone says that. So what are you expecting for this next window? I mean, do you feel like the team gelled more towards the end of that window, and you can carry that momentum?
I don't really want to be selecting the team or anything, but I just think that we just have to build on the last performance, forget the 2 losses and just know that in these upcoming games you have to get maximum points, go in the games with that mindset, not that we're going away to a team and we want to get maximum points. And then I think if we do that and work the way we worked in the Costa Rica game, or just work as hard as possible and work together, work for each other, anything at all is possible with the team.
Yeah, even the Mexico game was a good game.
Yeah.
It's just an unfortunate goal in the 89th minute. But that was a good game.
Yeah. We need to we can. Don't worry about it. I believe that we're going to qualify for the World Cup. I believe that the points have been made.
Yeah.
They say, I prefer, if you want to lose badly to Phoenix, score a goal in the first 10 minutes. Because after that, we're going to run at you all day. I prefer to lose our games early, so we learn from them, and then we can just go through the rest of the games and dominate,
Yeah.
And the key, though, as with everything, is you learn from your mistakes. And I'm sometimes very critical of Topper, but I also believe that he has a very tough task, and but he just needs to decide now, this is my team, this is my core team, and we want to use this core team. They have shown, he has shown that he deserves to be there. You understand? You know your players now. You know Leon is on the right, and you see Shamar has scored. I think he has scored the most goals so far, no?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't bench the man that you don't kill the goal and lose. You make him play, you know? And so, you know, one of the biggest challenges that we have is we don't recognize, right? And this is I'm being brutally blunt and honest. If a player to get a work permit in England must have 75% of his country's last 15 games to play. And a player who is born in England doesn't need any of that. The chances of the player that is born outside of England actually being better than the player that has the opportunity to play in one of the English teams, which are hundreds. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you can't choose a player just because he's playing for a team in England or Scotland. You have to choose the player based off his qualities and his merits. And as a coach, you have to be able to see that. Yeah? Because that's what you name, coach. You have to see that and be able to even fix the flaws to make the team better. And that's what happened. You pick up a Tyreek McGee, yeah? You see the quality that he can bring to the team. It doesn't matter if he's playing in Belgium or he's playing in Italy or England. You see his quality. You can't see it blind.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the Belgian league for me is one of the toughest leagues to play in. For this very simple reason that in Belgium, it has one of the lowest minimal caps for non-EU players. I think it's 87,000 per year that you have to pay if the player comes from outside of the EU, right?
Yeah.
France is 400,000.
How much they have to pay the player
The player, in order for the player to get a work permit, you have to pay the player. In France, 400,000.
Wow.
In Holland, 400,000. In Belgium, 87,000. So what do you think happens? All the good talents from all over the world, because the clubs don't want to spend that much money on an unblooded player, on a player that hasn't proved himself yet. But Belgium, because it's not so high, will take a risk with the young ones. Yeah. So what you have is the best young talents in the world going into Belgium, plus the coaching and technical aspects of what they do in Belgium. The homegrown talent in Belgium is also extremely skilled and good. So when you are playing in the Belgian league and a Tyreek McGee can make a Oypen and a Shamar Nicholson can be playing in Charleroi and playing and scoring and them things, you cannot underestimate that. You can't say, okay, well, a man is playing in Scotland and he's scoring X amount of goals. There are only 4 teams in the Scottish League. You know? Everybody else is...
Yeah, arguably two. There was one for a while, and then...
Yeah. So the key is you must look at the qualities that the players have, what they have given to you in the past, what they have delivered. Yeah? Because if that was the case, Leon Bailey would never even make it to the Premier League. Unless another coach said, okay, well, he's good. Doesn't matter whether he's from Jamaica. It doesn't matter whether he's from an academy that nobody in the world knew about then, named Phoenix. Let's try him in Belgium. And then gangs Leverkusen and Ajax and say, hey, we want him to.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he come from Jamaica.
Yeah.
And now he's moving. The same with Tyreek and Shamar. Yeah?
I'm really excited.
Taxi as well. Look at this for an example, right? Taxi went to Anderlecht. He did well. He chose for familial reasons because he want to be near family and have kids and stuff to go back to Toronto, I think. Yeah, Toronto FC. Yeah. Now, because he's at Toronto FC, does it mean that we shouldn't call him then and call somebody that's playing in the English Championship as a left back? No, he has shown his quality. He's good. Yeah. So you can't just look at the club what the players are. You must look at the quality of the player. What he's delivering, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, team, don't say it's late over there, you know.
Well, what I want to
it's good to see that you're not out partying.
Focus, man.
If we can squeeze in, if anybody has any questions for Tyreek, we'll type them in now, and we'll ask. Principal, really appreciate you staying with us. I know you said 5 minutes, 20 minutes ago.
You can stay, man.
Yeah, you're free to stay, or if you need to go, let us know.
Trying to run off the man. Let the man stay.
Yes, but I have to go.
Yeah, he's been having to go for a while.
I have a wife and 3 daughters, so I have to go.
All right.
But I really appreciate it.
School full of
nice
sons.
seeing you again. Wishing you all the best,
All right.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we heard you. Thank you, Principal. Appreciate it.
Right. All right, Tyreek, take care. And Coach, we will talk on Monday.
All right. Okay, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so any questions? We have a few comments.
Big up magician. One done.
Yeah.
Tyreek, drink up your sarsaparilla tea. It will make you more aggressive and assertive. You're the Zidane. What is it? You're the Zidane of the Reggae Boys. Take charge.
Any comment? We have which pro league did McGee play for against? Did McGee debut against? So which team did you debut against, Tyreek?
So it's a team that recently came in the first division. Their name is Serang.
Serang.
Yeah, Serang.
Serang. Yeah. McGee, do you still want to be the best midfield in Jamaica?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think there's only one answer to that.
No, he doesn't. He's okay with not
being
mediocre.
McGee, are you going to Austin with the national team?
So yeah, I was selected for the upcoming games.
Okay. Tyreek, how often do you work in the gym? Are you ensuring that you stay flexible?
All right. So now that I'm in season, I have a program. Now I'm in. So we play games on the weekend. So now I have 3 days in the gym. 3 days out of the week I'm in the gym, and the other 2 days are like preparing, like Thursdays and Fridays to prepare for the game. So I'm in the gym like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay. And I guess the second question there is, I guess you don't want to overwork some drills because you want to try to stay, I guess, somewhat. Because then we noticed a big transformation. But how are you striking a balance during your workouts? Not going too heavy into it.
So
Go
on.
So like whenever so what I think a lot of people don't know, how important rest is to rest and your diet, So that came to my vision that those things are very, very important if I want to be performing at a high level, So I just started to take those stuff a lot more serious than I usually do, and so far it's really working for me.
Okay. We have Coach Senior wants to come back on to say something. Coach, you're back on if you want to say a word.
Yeah, man. I just want to say I'm really happy to know that you're in the team and doing well. I've been watching you from JC, but I have a young player here with me, the Costa Cup player, plays at Golf Stewart. Just want to ask you what does it take to become a good the Costa Cup player and to transition on?
All right. So first of all, all right, I think if you want to be a good, I don't know, I would say don't want to be a good Costa Cup player. Always know that if you love football and that's your way, just know that you want to be the best wherever you play. Don't tell yourself that you want to be a good Costa Cup player, because you will probably be an average Costa Cup player if you tell yourself you want to be a good Costa Cup player. So just tell yourself you want to be the best. You want to be a professional footballer outside of Jamaica, And tell yourself you want to play at the highest level and never stop believing in yourself, never stop working on your craft, And just try to be as focused as possible. There will be a lot of days you don't want to go to training or something, some demotivation, just find something positive from the negative and just go for your goals and just do everything in your powers you can do to become the best version of yourself.
So as it relates to training, what training was like? Not to hold you up any much more, but what does training, when you say training, what was training like? Hard? How was it?
So train, don't not because you hear it's training or whatever, train exactly how you want to play in the game. Train even harder than how you could imagine that. You train hard, as hard that you didn't know that you can train that hard. When it's training time, focus. Don't go in training, oh, you're going to training with your friends or whatever. Because when the tough times come, it's a harsh reality. Your friends cannot help you, you know. So you have to do what you have to do when you go to training 110% every day. And I think your rewards will come after that, you know. Might be slow, it might be fast, you never know. But if you don't work, you don't know what's going to happen.
All right, Mr. Maggie, thank you very much and all the best for the
He
future,
has
sir.
grown up.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Man.
That man I talk to you. Well
Yeah.
done, Maggie. Well done.
Thank you, Tarek, and thank you, Coach. Well, we'll take two more questions. We know it's very late there, Tariq, so we'll take. We'll see if there's two more questions. Tariq, do you have a personal trainer? I guess it's
So yeah, you have a personal trainer.
That's in the club, right?
No, so no, me and Shama have the same personal trainer outside of the club.
Okay.
Then we have Tariq. What changed in the second half of the Costa Rica team? The quality of your play improved tremendously.
So I think it's more my mentality that because obviously I knew that I started the game slow, you know, and when I went in after I was like, I was self-talking, I was talking to myself, you know, and I was like saying to myself, like I was asking myself, what am I doing, you know, why I'm allowing these, like, because, you know, before the game they're saying, oh, this player playing English Premier League before or whatever, you know, and like I'm saying, because I never ever tell myself that because this player play here or whatever. No, if you want my respect in the game, you have to earn it. So I went in after him and I was like, no, I need to change this now. If I want to become who I say I want to become, I have to do this now. So when I went, I just told myself that anybody coming my way, I'm just going to destroy them, whether it's with the ball or without the ball, you know. And I think that's what led to our performance in the second half.
Yeah, that's great.
What I want to say, T, is that before you take the pitch, you have that mentality. You know? I always like to say to Leon, Warriors code. You understand? Yeah. And machine. That's two words you always use. Warriors code and machine. If you feel same have a little injury about him, you always see the answer, machine. The machine don't have any feelings. Yeah? We don't feel nothing. We go out there, we're gonna destroy them. You know? And Warriors code, you're going out there for war. You're not taking any prisons. No retreat, no surrender. Yeah. No quarter given. You know? Yeah. And this is what you understand. This football is love, football is a game, football is also war. Yeah? And sometimes if you read that book, The Art of War yet, Tyreek?
No, I never read it before.
Get it, even if you can get it online. The Art of War. It's written by a Japanese Chinese general.
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu. We're back in the thing, and it has some quotes in it that if you adopt that into your mentality, you know, one of them said the greatest way to win a war is not have to fight it. You know? Yeah. So basically, before you go on the pitch, the way you look, the way you carry yourself, the way you're serious, you can actually win the game before you even go on the pitch. When they see you walking out, you know, things like that. And you should read the book. Trust me, it will prepare you well. Yeah. That's a book I would recommend to any footballer.
It's not long. It's
not long.
It's very, very short.
Very short.
It's good.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll definitely try it.
Yeah.
Well, Tariq, any last words to the viewers or to the fans, about yourself as a player or anything, any advice or anything in general?
Yeah, and there's I just want to say, especially to the fans, I know the team, the Jamaica national team, hasn't started as well as we would have wanted to start, but just continue to give us your support, man. Just stay behind the team 100%, man, because we're going to do it. We're going to go to the World Cup.
We believe in you guys, man.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'm just continue to support the team, because you'd be surprised to know how much we really look forward to the support that you guys give us. And yeah, man, just continue to be behind the team 100%, man. We're definitely going to go to the World Cup.
All right, we'll have you back. Also, Tyreek, just so you know, we have been having a lot of discussions with kit sponsors now, boots and gear, and so we have companies that have been calling, and so he's going to get a good, nice commercial contract. Whisper as well. Can you imagine? Young Whisper, them love Whisper. Whisper is about to get his thing going. So.
Yeah. And Tyreek, where can people follow you? Instagram? What's with it?
Yes, my Instagram is Tyreek_Maggie. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I use the most. Well, not really what I use the most, but I use Snapchat. But I think that's from my private life.
Yeah.
All right. All right. After
you,
my grandson is going to the US tomorrow, so I have to leave all of you. I'm going to spend some time with him before I go.
All right, and Coach Senior, thank you for everybody joining us. Really quickly, can everybody support our official YouTube page? Thank you, Coach. So Coach will be back. Please support and subscribe to our official YouTube channel where we upload training sessions and full matches and everything. I just put the link in the text. So Coach Senior, thank you. Tyreek, as always, great to see you. So we'll talk soon. So thank you guys, and we'll talk soon.
All right, no problem. See you.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, sir. Remember the email address.
Yes, I posted it. I'll post it again. So if anybody would like to help out Mr. Senior School, you can reach out to him with that email address. Any donations, boots, kits, anything will help him out. So, and you'll see his highlights versus Phoenix on the YouTube page as well. So thank you again, Coach, and I'll take it.
Thank you very much.
To finish up.
Pleasure being here.
For sure. So Coach left, but thank you all for joining today, and we'll be back next week. So appreciate it. And I know we didn't talk too much, Leon, but trust me, we talked a lot about it beforehand, and everyone's very proud of Leon and how he performed today. So it was a sneak peek of about like 10-15 minutes we saw. I mean, you all see that each time he's been on the pitch for 15 minutes, I mean, the game's changed completely. So we're excited to see the rest of the season. Coach said that the injury isn't as serious as people might think, or as what could have happened. So hopefully we'll see him again next week on the pitch. So again, thank you guys for another great session, and we'll talk soon.
Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. These are mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.